We are going to be updating the assignment page, and right now your structure should look like the example I have here with your assignment page, your lesson 2 and lesson 3 folders. So I'm just going to right click on assignments, open with Visual Studio Code. And if I want to change my folder here, I would actually need to change it to CIT 180. And then let me open that if it's not. Now what we're going to do first to this is add some text for lesson 3. So I'm just going to highlight what I have for lesson 2, Control C to copy, and Control V to paste. And this is lesson 3. The files that I have are Mackinac photos, and Yosemite, and then the last one was the Top Rock. And let me get rid of that last paragraph here. And down in the lab assignment section, I'm going to copy lesson 3, or lesson 2, and I'm going to create lesson 3. And I'm modifying assignments, and also prior to that, I created Big Cats. Now, you're going to have a completely different name than I am because you didn't have to do your page on Big Cats. You could name it whatever you want, so that is what you're going to have to enter here. So at this point, I've got all of the text that I need, and our next step is going to be to convert it into links. Now I'm going to go ahead and update this down here. And I'm going to save my changes. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put in the links. The text that we have will display underlined, and they will select that text to go to the page. So this text will be between the opening and closing anchors. So right after the paragraph, I'm going to add an opening anchor with the href attribute. And the location of this page is kind of critical when we're doing our links, because these are going to be relative links. And if you've set up your folder and file system the way I have, we are at this point, and in order to get to the pages in lesson 2, we have to tell it to open the lesson 2 folder. Now you'll notice that my lesson 2 folder has a capital L, and there is no space between lesson and 2. Okay, that's very important when you are doing these links. So if you named it like I did, you can just key in lesson 2 /. And if you did not name it like I did, if you have a space or you used a lowercase l or you have a typo, however you named that folder, that is what you need to put here. After the slash, we have to tell it the name of our file. And again, this is case sensitive. So I'm going to open up lesson 2 here. And this is what I named bottom navigation. Okay, all lowercase, and then between the 2 words, I have a dash. Okay, I also have .html on the end. That is very important. I highly recommend displaying your file extensions because you have to include the entire file name in the link. So if you go over to View, you can turn on Filename Extensions, and that will show them. Okay, so I've got bottom-navigation.html. That is what I have to put over here. Okay, and I have to use the same upper and lower casing, the exact same spelling that I used when I named that file. Okay, and then I'm taking that closing anchor and moving it after the text that I want to display. Now, would this text have to be the same as the name of the file? No, it would not. The text that you display can be whatever you want. I think in this case, because these are assignment pages, having them the same is preferable, but you can make this text whatever you want in most cases. For top navigation, it's basically going to be the same thing. Now, if you don't like typing a lot, you certainly can do some copying and pasting. And you may want to just do that with the closing anchor to start with. Putting it right below or right before your closing paragraph. And then taking your opening anchor and pasting that right after that opening paragraph. And I can see I've got a little extra closing anchor that I got to get rid of here. And for top navigation, you may want to just double check to see how you did spell it. I have it all lowercase. So all I have to do on this one is change bottom to top. Okay, road not taken. This has got a lot of mixed casing in it. So each word is capitalized and there's dashes in between. And that is how we have to do it here. Now, if you see it displayed, you certainly can click on it because that will help you avoid typos. And butterfly garden. All lowercase, just a dash in between. And I do see it, so I'm going to click on it. So at this point, I have my lesson 2 links in. And for the lab assignment, there's actually a couple different ways that you could link this page to itself. And here, I'm going to go ahead and copy one of these. Now, if you put a hashtag in here, like that, you are linking to itself. You could also actually put in the name of the file, but that is not in the lesson 2 folder. Okay, so it's not in any folder, so you would just want assignments.html. And let me move the closing anchor. And this whole link is the same as we want down here. So I'm going to copy it, and we'll just paste it right on top. And for lesson 3, you are going to be doing something very similar to what I just showed you for lesson 2. Okay, so I'll do one of them for you, and then I'll let you do the rest on your own. So let's copy that, paste that in here. We're going to move our closing anchor. And this is the lesson 3 folder. And we have to change the name. So it is always a good idea to come out here and take a look at how you named your lesson 3 files. And I can see Mackinac Photos is all lowercase, dash between. And that's how I'm going to key this in. And I can see it right there. Okay, so you will need to do the same thing for Yosemite and Top Rock. And then you'll need to come down here and do the same thing for that detail summary page that you created. And again, mine is called Big Cats, but yours is going to be called something different.